Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tarda Zone. And this is the Tarda Zone Talks. And tonight we will have the new companion revealed to the world on Children in Need. Now, they haven't actually given a time, which I think is a bit of a ploy by the BBC. Children in Need is actually, well, it was when I used to watch it, a very popular program. I know over the years, people have been complaining that it's not the same as it used to be and stuff like that. And the fuel and figures for children in need have kind of tanked over the last couple of years. But this is typical RTD. What did I say to you guys? What did I say to you? Don't be surprised if there's something in children in need, even though it wasn't listed in all of the newspapers and the magazines when they were talking about children in need. None of them brought up Doctor Who. None of them brought up Doctor Who. But I was telling people on this channel, children in need might be, it's logical to announce something to children in need because RTD used to always do that anyway. Children in need was a big deal for Doctor Who back in the day. So, yeah. So, who is going to be the next companion? Well, we have two front runners. We do actually have two front runners. These are the names. These are the companions and the people that have been mentioned. One of them by me. The other one is another rumor as well. From Reddit. Now, we'll say this: it has turned out that some of the stuff on Reddit has actually come to fruition. So, I hate to say it, don't want to be dismissing Reddit too much anymore because they've literally, they've actually proven themselves. Someone that's on that has proven to be reliable. Well, when I say reliable, they've gotten some things right. And that happens. So here is who I announced was going to be the next companion because of information I was given. And as you know, only recently, most of the information that I put out has actually come to fruition now. And that's obviously, if you have been following me all the way through, that is true. So some of the stuff that I even spoke about months and months ago is being talked about now in the media. And this was another one. I did a video a couple of months ago. I'll get the screenshot up because if she is announced, then because there was a particular YouTuber and Twitter account out there that did a couple of hit pieces on me about me rumors and tried to say I wasn't reliable. And they actually mocked me when I announced that this could be the next companion. Of course, I said it's rumor and speculation, but here she is. This is who I was told was in line to play the next companion for Doctor Who. And I hope you can see her on screen there. So that's Rose Ayling-Ellis. And for anybody that doesn't know, she was on EastEnders and she won Strictly. She's actually deaf, which to me is even more, because look, I've got members of the family that are deaf in one ear and they're losing the hearing in the other ear. So I know how difficult it is for them. And that's why I'm so loud. People ask, why are you so loud, Noel? Well, I lived in a house with literally two people that were losing their hearing. So the TV was up, the radio was up, and you had to talk over all of that. So that's why I'm loud sometimes. So this is who I was told. Now, she's an absolutely fantastic actress, right? Now, I know some people in this fandom, if she is announced, the fact that she's deaf, they'll have a problem with that. And they'll say it's another woke casting and all of this other rubbish, blah, 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 blah. Right? Obviously, a lot of you don't watch EastEnders anymore. I've watched a few episodes. I've actually seen Rose in EastEnders. She's a brilliant actress, right? So her being deaf will not affect her performance, in my opinion. She's absolutely a fantastic actress. So that's who I was told was going to be the next companion. Now, the rumor on Reddit, to be fair, I'll show you their rumor. So this is just bear with me, and I'll get her up now. So the next one is this girl here, and we'll put this picture up. In fairness, I will say this: if they pick this actress, she's in a TV show that I actually do like. I think she'll be very funny in it. To be quite honest, I think she will be very funny. Because she's a natural funny person. But this is who Reddit is saying is going to be the next companion of the Doctor, and I have forgotten all of a sudden how to screen share. Oh, there. What the hell? So this is the other choice, and this is the rumor from Reddit. Hold on, I'll give you a better picture because some shit. No, I don't want to sign up to your crappy magazine stylist, right? You caused an awful lot of damage in this Doctor Who fandom. So the next one is Nicola Coughlan. As you know her from Derry Girls fame. So she is apparently the other name that has been going around. So Rose or Nicola could be, or it could be someone completely different. But these are the names, and I have to admit, her name, Nicola's name, has not went away. Pretty early on, actually, after Shooty was announced, her name did pop up along with Rose. Now, as we already know, Rose has actually come out to actually say she didn't know where all of these rumors came from, because then the media start reporting on it. Obviously, we'd reported on it before the media. Then the media somehow then sniffed around it, and they got their hands on it and said that Rose was probably going to be the next companion. And then she did a television interview where, look, she's not going to come out and actually say that she got the role, but she did actually say, well, she kind of skirted around this. She just said she didn't know where the rumor came from, basically. And we've known people deny that they're in Doctor Who in the past, and they've ended up being in Doctor Who. So I wouldn't rule Rose out, and I certainly wouldn't be ruling Nicola out there either. But they're the names that have been floating about ever since we knew David Tennant and Shooty and RTD was back, and Nicola's name and Rose's name were the two names that popped up quite a lot. So if it was one of those two, right? If you had a choice right now, guys, right? The decision is made anyway, right? And remember, RTD lied in the Doctor Who magazine, because some people have put up some quotes saying that they were auditioning, they were searching for the new companion. But the thing about it is, if he's announcing it now, it's either the quickest search in the history of casting, or this decision has already been made ages ago, and they did the casting for this ages ago, right? Because he said it in the Doctor Who magazine that they were looking for a new companion. People have said that to me. Now, I haven't got my copy here. I'm waiting for it to come. I'm all excited so I can still read it myself, because I was talking to someone last night. They were saying, no, there's a lot in the interview that people have let skip over their heads. His interview was very interesting, and it's very eye-opening. So as I said with RTD, it's not just as simple as reading what he says. You've got to think about what he's saying because he's very clever. He's very clever. He leaves breadcrumbs and you don't even realise it. So if you had a choice between the two, right? They're the two, right? Let's just say they're the two. It's between those two. Which one of those girls would you like to see as Shooty's companion moving forward? Let me know in the chat. Is it Nicola? Do you want Nicola, the girl from Derry Girls, or do you want Rose, the former EastEnders actress, and she was also Strictly Come Dancing? Oh, and both girls were both. I think both girls were on Strictly as well. Which is thing that connects the two of them. It's just a little fun fact there. But look, I'd be happy with Rose, and I'd definitely be happy with Nicola. And Nicola being a Derry girl, and an Irish. So an Irish companion, I'd be down for that. You know, Ireland, Northern Ireland, doesn't matter to me. At the end of the day, it's Ireland. It's the island of Ireland. So, you know, companion from Ireland would be absolutely fantastic, I think. I think it'd be a great idea. You know, because some people have asked me in the past, would you like an Irish doctor? No, it's a British show, but the companion could be Irish. I'd have no problem with the companion being Irish. I think that an Irish companion and the doctor would banter off each other something fierce. I think it'd be great. And again, though, with Rose, it'd be an interesting dynamic. Rose is a fantastic actress as well. Her screen presence, listen, she has more of a screen presence than Jodie Whittaker. That says a lot, right? She's got amazing screen presence. She's a great actress. She's done some of the most seriously heartbreaking scenes that I've seen in EastEnders, and I haven't watched EastEnders in years, and it's not the same show, got to be honest. But her performance as Frankie blew me away. WMD says, would be interesting if the companion was from another time period or another planet. Exactly. But I think he'll probably go with a human companion, as he always does, because he wants to kind of, you know, I don't think he'll go with an alien companion. I think it will be human, because he wants to kind of, you know, the companion represents us, sort of thing. Irish accents are hard to decipher, especially to non-native watchers. Yeah, but Nicola's accent is not very. I don't think it's like, she's from Northern Ireland. I don't think she has that. Actually, where is Nicola from? I actually don't know. Believe it or not, to me shame. I think she is from. Let's see, where is she from? Well, her nationality is Irish. Oh, she was born in Galway. Right, so she's Republican. She's from the Republic, not Republican. She's from the Republic of Ireland. So she is. She's Galway. So yeah, she's Republic of Ireland. So she would actually be a fully fledged Irish companion. And I don't think she has a heavy Galway accent. I mean, she put on a Northern Ireland accent for Derry Girls, which is very impressive, because honestly, I thought she was from feckin' Derry. Because I don't watch Bridgerton, because she was in Bridgerton. I think Cheryl watched that. And obviously I've seen her in Derry Girls. That's the first thing I've ever seen her in. But she was in Bridgerton. I know that because Cheryl was watching Bridgerton. Wouldn't it be nice if the new companion wasn't from Earth for a change? Yeah, but I think the reason why it is a human companion is to kind of connect with the audience. I know what you're saying about the alien companion, but then it would be two aliens traveling. The whole point of the show is the Doctor traveling with a human companion. So you take that away, you know, maybe introduce a human companion and maybe an alien companion if you wanted to do it that way, but you have to have the human companion. But anyway, Lindsay asking if I can see. I can see our comments, yeah. Sorry, the chat skipped there. That's why I didn't. But I read out your comment there about wouldn't it be nice if there was a change of companion. The girl from EastEnders is the one I'd expect, says Garbage. Yeah, but again, if she is picked, I know people are going to jump on the fact that she's deaf, and I think that'll be disgusting. Seriously, we got to stop all of this nonsense. You know, Cheryl was making the point last night, and it's a very valid point. And I think this is where we're getting kind of where we're kind of losing it all completely, right? A lot of the shows that we watched and a lot of the movies that we watched back in the day were woke, right? Cheryl was watching Oz recently, right? She finished it up, and she says some of the themes and that, and she mentioned the themes and stuff, and I said, yeah, that is what would be classed as woke. But you see, what the problem is we're hypersensitive now about it. And that's what Cheryl thinks. We're hypersensitive to it now. So the least little thing that we see, we're calling it out. Whereas they did it before in the past, though, folks. It was just we had better stories, obviously. Doesn't mean that RTD is not going to deliver. But a lot of things that we grew up with, and I've even noticed it myself. I've been watching all of these things that I've grew up with, right, as a kid. And I'm watching all these TV programs and stuff like this. Even the A-Team had teams like that. Knight Rider was the same, right? There was woke elements in those shows. The difference is that we weren't as sensitive to it, but at the same time, you know, we had good, entertaining stories, action, all of that going on. That we were kind of not oblivious to it, but it didn't bother us. Right? Now it is the TV and movie industry's fault because they flipped it. Instead of writing good stories and stuff like that, they've decided that the agenda, the wokeness, as we all call it, is center of attention. And it doesn't work. It doesn't work. But a lot of these things are. But I already know what's going to happen if Rose is announced. Right? If Rose is announced, the first thing everybody's going to jump on is the fact that she's deaf. They're not even going to acknowledge the fact that she's actually a great actress, but they'll just say, oh, it's another woke diversity hiring. We got to get that representation in. Yeah. Yeah, I have to read Lee's. Comments out. I have to read Lee's comment out here. RTD will make a lovely story about how the evil English white men subdued the Irish, and finally the J-bots who hate you and mock you being Irish, Noel, will suddenly love the oppressed Irish. Yeah, but they still won't love me. They still won't love me. Well, it worked with, yeah, but this is the thing we got to get away from, right? Yeah, it worked for Classic Who, but look at the way New Who has gone on to do things, right? If you rock the boat as such now, there could be a chance that it could go the other way. So I'd play it safe. I'd play it safe right now and bring in as I said, maybe further down the line, introduce an alien companion to go with the human companion. But that's just me. And Lee says, old political correctness is not the same as current day woke, though. I will agree that the current day woke goes about it the wrong way. But there are similarities to the past, except you are right. The past did it a lot better. The past did it a lot better, but it is there. That's me point out. That's the only point I'm trying to make, though. It is there. We just become hypersensitive of it. And it's not our fault, obviously. It's the studios, right? It's the industry itself as a whole, right? It's all these actors and I was going to say actors and activists, but they're all activists, right? Actors and actresses, they're all activists now. They're not actresses and actors anymore, right? They're walking propaganda stories. That's what they are. So look, we'll see what happens. So, but look, I'm just telling you, they're the two names that have been mentioned, right? Obviously, we said that Rose apparently had gotten the gig, and then people obviously turned on me then when she came on and did an interview, and she says that she didn't know where the rumors came from. And of course, here's the thing: if she's asked if she's going to be the next Doctor Who companion, well, she's hardly going to tell. I think it was Lorraine Kelly. She's hardly going to tell Lorraine Kelly that she's the new companion and blow the whole bloody thing, right? So this is why I wouldn't still rule her out, right? But Nicola's name, as I said, has popped up as well at the same time, and it has been rumored. So these two girls, as I said, the reason why I'm focusing on these two girls is because they have been the ones that have been heavily rumored all the way through this process. Now, it could be someone else completely different. We don't know. But WMD says, I think the male doctor-female companion dynamic always works the best. Two people in the TARDIS. Well, that's, I mean, you bring back the best duo in Donna Noble and the Doctor. So you make a valid point there, in my opinion. See, New Who, that's the way they've done a human companion and the Doctor. And then obviously Peter Capaldi had a human companion, and then he had Matt Lucas, who was what? Was he an android or whatever the feck he was? I never understood what he was. But he wasn't human as far as I'm aware. So, like, they did it. You could introduce K9. There you go. There's your something different. And Rob Fellows makes a valid point here, and I'm the same, mate. Nice to see all children in need connection again. Good luck to whoever it is, and let's hope everyone gives them a chance. That's it. That's Rob. Do you know what? That's what I'd say. Listen, right? We're very quick, and I've often done it as well, right? We're very quick to jump the gun, and we're very quick to judge. Right, I came across a video 2 nights ago, and it irritated the crap out of me. Now, videos about Doctor Who and about wokeness and shit don't normally irritate me, but this particular video irritated me because when I went through the person's YouTube channel, right, they've never spoken about Doctor Who before in the past. Actually, they've never done reviews of Doctor Who or spoke about Doctor Who regularly at all on their channel, right? The only time they've ever spoken about Doctor Who is when there's some controversy, right? And then you look at all the other videos, and it's basically this YouTuber, and he does whatever topic is controversial, and he'll do that topic because he knows it'll bring in the views and the clicks and stuff like that. So basically, I went in to listen to this video, and I was 5 minutes in, and already 5 minutes in I was like, this man does not know what he's talking about. I could tell he's never watched an episode of Doctor Who, including Classic Who, because some of the stuff he was saying was absolutely ridiculous. So I had to leave a comment, and I says, you don't know what you're talking about. I says, you're criticizing Shooty's cast, and you're saying that it's he said it was bait and switch. This famous word now that they all like to use, bait and switch. It's going to be bait and switch. They've only brought back the white male Doctor because, like, they want to bait your fans. And then they're going to do the switch with Shooty then. And then you're going to give blah, 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 blah. Stop talking out your arse, right? Because here's the thing, as I keep saying to people, that may have been the case under Chris Chibnall, right? Now, I know some people have said, well, when RTD went to America, when he came back, he changed, right? I'm not denying that. But listen to the way he has spoken about Doctor Who since he's come back and since he's taken the show. There is no way that he's making these casting decisions based off inclusion, diversity, and all that. He is casting who he thinks is the best talent in the UK at the moment, right? That's how he's always done it, right? Even during his forced era, that's how he's always done it, right? And we've gotten some unknown gems come through the show and ended up going and doing amazing things, right? So he doesn't do that with Doctor Who. And I think a lot of people out there that are complaining about RTD's upcoming era don't know anything about RTD, don't know anything about his first era. They're all talking out of their backsides. And again, I'd say to that youth, just stay in your lane anyway. Man, you're busy giving out about Brie Larson all the time and all this other stuff. Well, stay there. Give out about all of that. But don't be coming into the Doctor Who fandom and spreading your fucking poison. Right? Because not everything is bad. Right? This is the thing that annoys me right now. If we were to listen to every single YouTuber out there, right? Doesn't matter who it is, right? Everything is bad. They're not making anything good at all. And that's a blatant lie. It's a blatant lie because I know, because I've seen some great TV shows and I've seen some great movies over these past couple of months, maybe this last year, right? That I've actually had a bit of time to go and watch some of these movies that I might have missed because I was listening to other people. So I went in and watched them myself. Different story to the way people are reporting it. And this is the point I'm trying to get at. Everybody is oversensitive. So the least little thing, they're making a big deal out of it, and then it turns everybody off watching. And I don't think that's fair. Right? Doctor Who, RTD is not like everybody else out there. Yes, he does believe in all that ideology and all that politic. We know that. He's always been a highly controversial figure in Doctor Who and in the fandom. Right? Because of stuff that he said, even back in the day. Right? But that didn't stop him from writing some of the best Doctor Who that we had gotten. Right? And I do not believe for 1 second, because if you look at the cast, and he could have went full woke. Right? People are criticising because he cast Shooty. Right? And then people criticise it because he brought David Tennant back. But he could have went full woke and said, feck it, right? Jodie's not leaving. I'll write a season or 2 for Jodie and I'll show you what a woman doctor can do, right? Or he could have validated our doctor, right, and cast another woman. But he never did that because he always seen the doctor as a bloke. If you listen to his interviews, even when Jodie was in the role, he was referring to the doctor as a bloke. Right? Now, obviously, some people have the issue with the skin colour of the new doctor. Skin colour is irrelevant. Right? He's an alien that can regenerate. Right? The thing about the gender thing didn't make sense. For the simple reason is because we knew that the doctor was always a man, because we got to see some of the doctor's past, right? In certain episodes, right? He was a little boy. David Tennant's doctor even talks about when he was a little boy, when he had a friendship with the master and stuff like that. So we knew all of that. So it made no sense when they changed the gender just out of the blue, right? For the master, it made sense. Master of the Skies, as Lee has actually said, right? Because I wasn't always a fan of Missy. You all know that. I called her deranged Mary Poppins. But when Lee explained it this way to me, I said, you know what? That actually makes blatant sense. And it actually, that is brilliant. But what's the ultimate disguise for the master if he's male? Change gender. Change gender. Master of disguise. So that made sense. That made sense, right? That felt like a natural character progression for that character. Whereas you do it with the Doctor, it's not, because we have all the past, we've heard all the stories. The Doctor had a family that died, right? Because I recently watched The Doctor's Daughter again, and there's the bit where he's talking to Donna about you. He turned around and says, "You think I've never been a father before? I lost that a long time ago," right? And he starts talking about it. Right? So again, this whole gender swap to me as well was very disrespectful to his past and his family. It meant that his family actually didn't really mean anything. So, let's not judge. Let's not jump the gun. Let's see who's announced tonight. And let's get behind them, whoever it is. Let's get behind them, whoever it is. Noel, I've heard Mimi Keane is in line to become the next companion. Let's see who there is. I don't even know who there is. I've never heard. Right, here's the actress. Is that her there with Shooty? It feckin' is. Right, is she in sex education as well? Right, so apparently there's someone from his TV show that's also apparently by someone in the chat there. So we'll put our picture up just to be fair, because I threw up the other two girls' pictures. So we'll throw up this picture. Oh yeah. I have heard of this because her character's name is Ruby, isn't it? And I have heard has an RTD or something mentioned in Ruby or something, and everybody has speculated that it's her. Um, but hold on, I've gone into the wrong thing because. Right, let's go into it here. I mean, wow. Um, I don't know about. I don't know about Ruby, to be quite honest with you. Um, right. Well, here she is. And apparently she was also in EastEnders. Hmm. Okay. So they're saying this actress here. I doubt it very much. There she is. There. Um. Ruby is Donna's daughter. Yeah, I think that's where they're getting mixed up. I think that's where people are getting mixed up. Uh, I will say, right, here's the thing, right? I'm just going to say it out straight. I think she's too glamorous to be the companion. Do you get what I'm saying? She looks like supermodel material. I don't know if they'll do a clip or whether the companion will be introduced to the world, or the companion could be introduced to the world, Rob, and then she introduces a brief clip where it shows her in it. Ruby is Donna's daughter. She's very pretty. Oh, you're talking about, yeah, she is. That's what I'm saying. I think the companion has to be a bit, how do I put this sensitively? A bit rough around the edges. Look at Rose. You know, she was a bit rough around the edges. You could claim the same with Martha Jones. Definitely Donna Noble was. And Karen Gillan was a bit rough around the. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, yeah, Billy Piper wasn't a pop star. She was a former pop star. She gave up her career because she didn't like the way the industry was treating. She was put under pressure. I remember because I was a fan of Billy Piper's music, believe it or not. I actually still have our what's the our fourth song, because we want to, the Tall Paul remix, which goes on for about 7 odd minutes. I was a huge Billy Piper fan with her music, but I remember she did that interview. I think it was on, well, it wasn't called Good Morning Britain at the time, and she did an interview and she exposed the pressure she was put under to lose weight and stuff like that. And remember, at this day when she got into Doctor Who, her music career was gone. She was married to what's his face, Chris Evans. That marriage was disintegrating. Um, so Billy Piper basically changed career. Um, but she wasn't a pop star at that stage. I remember very clearly she wasn't. But I get the point that you're trying to make. Listen, I'd have no problem with whatever her name is, Mimi, being companion in the TARDIS. I'm pretty sure, she was on. I think she's in Sex Education. So if anybody watches that, you to be able to tell whether she's great or not. But again, I don't know. Maybe there will be that connection with sex education to kind of make it a easier transition for Shooty, and probably acting beside someone that he knows and feels comfortable with. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens with this one. Very interested, but I think people are getting confused between the name of Donna's daughter and her character in Sex Education. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I'm the same as you, Tens Hoovian. I just don't want a romance in the TARDIS between the Doctor and companion this time round. I think RTD has to abandon that because he was the one that kind of did introduce all of that when he brought the show back. And Peter Davison actually commented on it, and he says, "Well, it kind of works for the new Who era, but it's certainly something that you know that he's not particularly a fan of." And I'm not either. I don't mind companions falling in love like Martha did. I don't mind if a companion does fall for the Doctor, but the Doctor makes it very clear that there's no chance because they're not interested. Um, but yeah, let's keep the romance. Let's just have a proper sci-fi with a Doctor and companion, and they're friends, like Donna and the Doctor. They're friends. Yeah, but see, here's the smart thing. They haven't announced what time they're going to announce this at. Now, what time does Children in Need kick off at? Because I know it does be on BBC One and well, it used to be on BBC Two as well. They'd swap over. But exciting. I'm excited, actually. I have to say, I wasn't expecting an announcement so soon. But I will say this though, because I've been saying this pretty consistently. Um, these last few months, where I've said I still think we're getting something this year. Because all of these announcements, I mean, you think about it logically, okay, children in need, okay, that'd be something that RTD would use to get more promotion for Doctor Who. But if you think about it logically, he could have actually probably released the TARDIS interior or something, right? Why is the companion being announced when we're not going to see this companion until Shooty's Doctor is on screen? But yeah, at the end of the teaser that we saw Shooty right at the end of that teaser trailer. So I don't know. I've said it to you guys. I just feel, and now we've got 4 episodes. Remember, originally he told everybody 3. Now we've got 4. I reckon there's probably more than that. He could be fucking lying for all we know, because he's lied about other stuff. He said he puts red herrings out all the time. I'm telling you, he's probably, because the New Year's Day slot is still there. He'll probably use that New Year's Day slot, and that's 2023, by the way. That's 2023, by the way. Now I know some people are saying he's gonna release them all in November all the way, but I just, fans waiting that long, right? While the buzz is still there, doesn't seem logical to me. To me, you must capitalize on the excitement of fans and the hype right now. And I think it would be a big mistake to wait until November, because a lot of that is going to die. Unless what's going to happen is we get the companion out and then he waits then until next year then to start releasing other stuff all the way through until we get to November. But I just think that's just not going to happen. I've got a funny feeling, man. I've said it all along. Right, so Children in Need is normally broadcast at 7. Right. BBC One. Right. Will they announce it? I suppose they will announce it as early as possible, won't they? They won't drag it out. Because, a lot of the Doctor Who fans will be getting ready for bed. Remember, no specials this Christmas. Yeah, but it could be New Year's Day. It could be New Year's Day. But I don't know, man. There's just something off about all these announcements, and nobody else is picking up on it. And I've been consistent about this. There just seems to be these announcements are all being made way too soon. Way too soon. Shooty is not expected to appear on our screen until 2023. I don't know, man. There's something being in the back of my mind ever since all of this has happened. And it still hasn't gone away. Still hasn't gone away. So, Lindsay says, I hope we never have another female doctor again. Unfortunately, you can never say never now. I will say it. I will say it's interesting how they can change the gender of the Doctor now, but still always seem to have a female companion. Not criticizing it though. Yeah, yeah, a bit weird that one. Well, in fairness though, they did introduce two male companions into Jodie's series. Well, they ended up being three, but um, they didn't work. They didn't work because they weren't written properly. Agree now. There's a lot of buzz about for something that's just come off air for a year. Exactly. It just seems. Look, I could be wrong. It's just when you have a gut feeling, right? And I've had this gut feeling the day that RTD was announced. I told you that it just seemed, even when we did the stream, when we were all celebrating, I even said, does anybody not think that this announcement has come way too soon? And it's been all the way. Same with Shooty's casting announcement. They didn't really need to announce him until next year because we'd already had the buzz of David Tennant. I don't know, man. I just have this gut feeling that he's going to surprise us with something because RTD knows how starved this fandom has been. He knows that the show hasn't been on a good footing with fans the last few years. And I just feel like it'd be a big mistake personally, and it's just my personal opinion here. I just think it'd be a big mistake not to capitalize on all of this buzz that has been generated. And now you're going to add on to it by announcing the companion tonight. When you don't even need to announce the companion yet. You could leave the companion until the last thing. You could do all the other announcements. We've already got the logo. Everything just seems to be. As soon as the Jodie Whittaker episode ended, everything started changing on the social. Like it just like it was like a flip of a switch, and everything changed overnight. Logo, the whole lot, everything. Then we get the announcement at Disney. Just I just don't, man. Why you wouldn't capitalize on this would be. It'd be stupid in my opinion, and I don't think RTD is a stupid man. And remember, people are forgetting that New Year's Day slot is still there, right? What's replacing Doctor Who? Nobody spoke about that. If he's not doing Doctor Who New Year's Day, what's going to take that slot, that place? And that's why I still think there's something. Now, I did originally say Christmas, right? Obviously, I'll have to say I don't think it will be Christmas. But again, they did announce that RTD was looking to get the Christmas Day slot back. Again, this is stuff that we didn't need to know until next year. There's just something that tells me, there's just something that tells me that on New Year's Day, something's going to happen. The filming will start next month for the 15th Doctor. That's what, yeah, but they could have announced it then. That's what I'm saying. They've announced, when did they announce Shooty? Like RTD didn't have to announce it. If RTD wants to keep a secret, trust me, he can keep a secret. Now, he had a couple of leaks during his era that he wasn't too happy about, but the majority of them, he kept them under wraps. They're just, I don't know, man. It's this gut feeling I've had, and it hasn't changed. But we'll see. It would be great to get something. Even if it's he could put a 10-minute prequel up on screen where straight after, I know they've done it with the comic. That's why I want to get the Doctor Who magazine. That's why we ordered it and I'm waiting on it, because they've done a comic book strip, right? Shortly after he's regenerated. What if they did actually something on screen? Did a little 10-minute, like the Night of the Doctor, right? And he did a little episode with David Tennant just after he's regenerated from Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, right? And give us a little 10-minute story there leading into the actual main event itself and then leaving it on a cliffhanger. There you go. Bob's your uncle. Yeah, the Christmas schedule will be published on the 6th of December. Yeah, they always do the Christmas special, the Christmas schedule here as well around November, December. So yeah, you're right. I'm not far away from that either. So we will find out. But if it has to be determined or to be that there's something fishy going on. There's something fishy going on. And Noel, have you seen the picture with Noel, Clark, Mimi, and Shooty? It's a bit of a coincidence. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Maybe I should ask Noel Clark what the story is. Here, Noel, do you know who the new companion is? I wonder though. I wonder now because RTD is very clever. I wonder if as we get closer to this announcement that the Doctor Who official, or maybe RTD himself. Yeah, there's people on Instagram, including myself. So look out for RTD's Instagram account, because he'll probably be the one that will announce to watch. What's this about Twitter, about the collapse? What have I missed? Is Twitter about the collapse? Did Elon screw up? Twitter is down. RIP Twitter. What the hell's going on here? I will say this: if Twitter it's a goddamn shame. It is a top look. Here's the thing: people say it's toxic Twitter. It's not Twitter that's toxic. It's the people. It's the people that use it. But Twitter itself as an app is an actual good app. I've met a lot of people all over the world, because of Twitter. Now, I know he did give a deadline. Someone's saying he's basically sacked everyone. Well, you see, I heard people in Ireland give out about this, about the staff, saying that they couldn't get to work and all of this because blah, 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 blah. So why are you getting a job then that you can't get public transport to? Or why are you taking a job if you can't afford the accommodation? All of these things you take into consideration when you're taking a job. See, a lot of these employees for Twitter just wanted to be an employee of Twitter because it came with a lot of benefits, as has been exposed, right? And now they're moaning and complaining because they can't get to work. Because they could before the pandemic, and I want to make that clear, by the way, because this is what everybody is actually not saying online. I think everybody has forgotten, right? Before the pandemic, these people were able to get to Twitter HQ and get to work in Dublin. But all of a sudden now, they can't get to work, right? Because during the pandemic, you were allowed all work from home. And see, what's happened now is they've become self-entitled and they've become comfortable working from home. And now that Elon is forcing everybody to go to the office, they're throwing their toys out of the pram, right? You shouldn't have took a job that you couldn't afford to keep. Or you should have been getting a job that's in line with your basically with your cost of living, right? You all take that into consideration when you take a job, right? Now they're all moaning because they need to go back to an office now. Now they can't afford transport and all of this, but before the pandemic they could. People need to open their eyes, right? They're trying to take down Twitter because he they don't like the fact that he's exposing that some of this staff were literally charging thousands of dollars for people to get verified on that app, right? Also, in the canteen, $400 meals, right? In the canteen, free meals, right? Now they're complaining that he's starving them, right? But you were getting meals worth $200, $300, $400, right? People don't earn that in a week in America, in some places, and yous are giving out, right? What kind of self-entitled world do we live in? Right, when I was working, I had to bring my own lunch in. Right, obviously working as a chef, I got me dinner. Right, but if I wanted lunch, I couldn't just go into the kitchen and start using me employer's cookware and food to make myself a lunch. I don't know what's happened to the world. People giving up because they have to bring in their own lunches now and have to go into work. This is the society that we're living in. People are complaining about going to work. So no, I've no sympathy for them, right? The former employees at Twitter have been shown to be corrupt. End of story. So if Twitter does go down, it's their fault, right? They didn't like Elon, took it over, right? And nobody out there will give Elon even a chance. That's the thing. I don't know what he's going to be like. It could turn out to be worse, but we don't know. If it goes down, it goes down. Hope it doesn't, because it's a good source of as I said, I've made a lot of friends on Twitter, people that I know, people that I communicate with, and it'll be sad if it goes down, because I'll lose all that on Twitter. Then we'll have to start re-establishing different avenues of communication, and I don't like the hassle of all of that anyway. It's either an actress called Ruby or a companion is called Ruby, or it's Mimi Keane from Sex Education who played a character called Ruby. On the post, there is a red Ruby. Hold on. Because I stuck that post up. So you've got two love hearts plus. That looks like a diamond. We'll just have to wait and see who it is. Well, if it is Mimi Keane and she is the new companion, well, he's obviously bringing someone in he's worked with before. We'll see though. There's three names out there. We'll know who it is pretty soon enough. I'm at work now. My boss told us to make our own food. I had some bacon, kindly made by my friend Sarah, says Drawing Jack Rabbit. It's going to have to be someone known, because I don't think they'll announce an unknown on Children in Need. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some of the comments actually in there. This is just there's a lot of people that would be happy if it's her, but there's also other people that are not happy with it. I don't know the actress myself, so she's kind of unknown to me. Um, Diamond Ruby. Is that a Diamond Ruby? I don't know, man. Hmm. Psychic Beat says, hi, Noel. Mika says, I fear that while RTD has become extreme in wokeness, he's also a skilled storyteller. He can lead viewers to adopt his mindset without blatantly beating them over the head with a political massaging. I agree. Rob says, at least need some repeats of previous Christmas specials or classic stuff era. The BBC is supposed to be celebrating its centenary, but we've had no repeats of its best shows. Yeah, I have to say, this whole centenary thing by the BBC, there doesn't seem to be a lot of effort put into it for a company, for a broadcaster that's been around for over 100 years. But they've nothing really to celebrate. I mean, uh, or, I even remember my grandfather telling me, and obviously he's Irish, but he said that a lot of people in the UK and around the world depended on BBC. You know, radio and news. BBC were always the front line, and considered to be they were considered to be very trustworthy. Obviously, there was a lot of propaganda with the BBC because the British Empire and all of that stuff. Um, but people trusted the BBC. People don't trust the BBC now. But it is, they should be showing their hit shows like Only Fools and Horses, the iconic episodes. They should be showing the Doctor Who as well. I agree. All of these iconic shows that they had over the past 100 years, they should be at least featuring episodes over their channels. But doesn't seem to be any will from them. And again, it all boils down to the fact that there is no trust in the BBC anymore, and a lot of people are angry with the BBC. Um, so yeah, I mean, it is kind of sad. It is kind of sad because even when I was growing up as a kid, BBC and ITV, Saturday nights on those two channels were big, were big. Um, they were huge. There was an awful lot of choice. TV shows, game shows, family shows. You know, they're bringing back Gladiators, apparently. That was huge back in the day as well. You had the Generation Game, Play Your Cards Right, Bullseye, you know, Strike It Lucky. Uh, you even had Stars in Your Eyes, Jeremy Beadle. Um, you had Russ Abbott. You had Hello Hello. I mean, you just had quality. You had quality on those two channels. Quality. Now you look at Saturday nights and Sunday nights on BBC and on ITV. Now, ITV, in fairness to them, still put on entertaining shows and they try their best. But look at it compared to the way it was when we were growing up. It's never hit those heights. Both of those channels have never hit those heights ever again. This is why they're thinking about reviving some classic shows because they know original ideas anyway, and any of the original ideas that come up from game shows, we've seen them on BBC where celebrities are asked questions about their own careers and all of this, and they're spinning around like weirdos on this wheel thing. Like, they can't come up with the only decent TV show that I actually think they've come up with over the last few years is The Chasers and Beat the Chasers with Bradley Walsh. But BBC is a shadow of itself when it comes to Saturday night television. That's why Doctor Who, when it was on Saturday nights, it brought a bit of respectability back for BBC on a Saturday night. Right? Because Doctor Who would normally win out on the day, or be definitely in the top 3 shows. But yeah, we need that variety again, and ITV need to step it up as well now. But we do need that variety on a Saturday night, especially Saturday night. Saturday night is the big night where everybody, the family, sits around the TV. And back in the day, that's what we had. And then when Sky One was introduced as well, then you had Cops, and then you had the likes of Cheaters. If people remember that TV show, that was on late at night. But the Cheaters, you had that what was that cop show in the UK that was very popular as well. We used to watch that as well, about the British police force. Where they'd be showing rob cars and stuff like that. You had that, and then you had stuff like Unsolved Mysteries and stuff like that. So growing up as a kid, we had even a lot of choice back then. But the thing about it was all quality. It was all quality. These people behind these shows and behind these broadcasting networks wanted to give you the best entertainment, because it was a ratings battle. It was always a ratings battle. You know what I mean? So they wanted people to actually watch the shows. Now it's like, we don't care. We'll just select the audience off. We don't give a crap. The Bill as well. Yeah, watch the Bill as well. The old Bill is brilliant. Old Bill is brilliant. When I had BritBox for a while, I think they had the Bill on that. I watched a few episodes of the Bill. Classic Bill. Brilliant, man. Brilliant. That music is iconic as well. And then you had your soaps as well, which were doing very well. EastEnders and Coronation Street were in the height of their power as well. I mean, television back then, growing up, as I said, we were spoiled, but it was all good quality entertainment. I don't know what's happened to people now. They just don't have any imagination anymore. And I even forgot to mention shows like The Crystal Maze and stuff like that was on Channel 4. Like, even Channel 4 kind of had their own thing. Now, Channel 4 was slightly different to the other channels, but I loved the way Channel 4 had done things back in the day. They did things like, as I said, you had The Crystal Maze, which I used to bloody absolutely love. Brilliant, man. Brilliant. Now it's all crap. I mean, the weekends, I don't even look forward to the weekends for television anymore. It used to be exciting for a Saturday night. You'd have the TV guide in front of you, and then you'd have your pen there, and you'd be marking, right, what am I watching tonight, and what do I have to miss out on? You know what I mean? You pick your pen, and then you'd mark what you're watching so you wouldn't forget. Don't even buy a TV guide anymore. I know you got satellite and all, and you can check what's on, but I don't even do that. It's sad, man. It's sad. I used to love Quantum Leap. Yeah, yeah. We also had Little House on the Prairie as well. And what was that other one? Bonanza. Was it Bonanza? I think I'm saying it right. Then you had Dallas and you had Dynasty. They were me, man, dad were mad into Dallas and Dynasty back in the day. And then you had Murder, She Wrote and stuff like that. Columbo. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. We grew up with some television. Then, of course, you had your Airwolves, your Night Riders, you know, the A-Team, MacGyver, you know, Xena Princess Warrior, Stargate. I mean, Jesus Christ, man, we were spoiled. Yeah, they seem to hate sci-fi fantasy stuff now. As you were saying, anything which uses imagination, yet they've no imagination anymore. It's sad, Rob. It's sad. Imagination is restricted by political activism and greed. Art has to come first before everything else. Not checking boxes, think it will bring you monetary gain or appreciation. But this is the thing, it doesn't bring the monetary gain or appreciation. Because we've seen in the past that all of these new streaming sites that pop up, they'll do a show that will be aimed at a particular audience, which is fine, fair enough, you know. I think that all these streaming apps should cater to everybody. But the problem is that they'll make a show where they'll make a big deal about the cast being LGBTQ plus and all of that, right? And then they'll cancel it after a season or after 6 episodes, right? And then they'll say, "Okay, we done our bit." That's but that's disrespectful. If you're gonna do these shows, you stick to your guns and you do them while you're entertaining everybody else as well. You have to cater to everybody. I've never been against these studios catering to all parts and all walks of life, right? You can do that, right? But the problem is that they're disrespectful, right? They tell how fans are all racist, sexist, bigots, and all of this other rubbish, but they're the racist, sexist because they never stay true or stick to their plans. They cancel these things after a while. It's like with Chris Chibnall with Doctor Who. He teased the whole Tassie thing, and he even actually said in a newspaper article that he was going to play with it, but the fans that love Tassie ignored that, right? They ignored that comment. And then when we got to the last episode, look what he done. He chickened out. He didn't go through with it, right? So he baited those fans and he didn't. And that's what's happening here with all these streaming apps. They do these LGBTQ plus shows and shows that will have, you know, an all black cast or whatever it is, right? And they'll cancel them after either half the season. They'll announce that it's cancelled, or they'll cancel it after a season, right? They don't stick to it. But then they can claim that, well, we do L and we do support the L because look, we have this show that, yeah, but you've cancelled them. You've cancelled them. That's not being respectful. That's not showing that you care. If you care, you keep these shows going. Doesn't matter who else is giving out about them. If those shows have a core audience that you have targeted, right, that's all that should matter. Right? That's all that should matter. But no, you don't. You do it as a virtual signal, and then after you are done with it and you have done enough, you will fire the writers that wrote the bloody show, or you will cancel it, and they'll find out that it's cancelled online. Then they have to make it, well, I didn't know it was being cancelled. You don't even have the respect. And this is why I give out about these things. And people say it's homophobia and it's transphobic and all that. No. If you're going to introduce characters like that, you better do them justice. You better give them a good story arc and good character development, because the audience will see through your crap. And that's what's happening, right? The audience has seen through all of this crap and they've said enough is enough. Nobody's against diversity and inclusion. Nobody has ever said that, right? The thing that everybody has said is you do it with respect. You develop these characters. You give these characters meat on the bone, right? You don't just bring them in as superficial characters, right, with no personality, or if they do have a personality, they're the nastiest person on the bleeding planet. Like, do them properly, or don't do them at all. Charlie's Angels, The In-Betweeners has been mentioned as well. Beverly Hills 90210. Yeah, my sisters used to watch that quite a lot, actually. Neighbours is coming back, apparently. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of Neighbours. So I was kind of glad when it left, I have to be honest. But yeah, I heard that Amazon Prime. But don't worry, Amazon Prime will do it justice like they did the Rings of Power justice. So you won't have to worry about Neighbours. I'm only bleed messing. Be worried. Be worried. Even Neighbours now, Amazon Prime, even Neighbours now is not going to gonna get away with it now. You're gonna see even the British soaps have a lot of woke ideology in them. And even the way they speak, they don't even speak like proper Londoners. It's actually funny now when you watch EastEnders. But if you're glad it's back, you're glad it's back. But I wouldn't be if it's on Amazon Prime because, don't think Amazon Prime right now have a great reputation. They've screwed up Rings of Power so bad. There's even talks about them doing the whole lot all over again. And that will be the biggest. Well, that'll be an admittance. And I suppose it'll probably be the first time that a company has actually properly admitted that they got it wrong if they redo it again. But they've screwed it up. And of course, you'll have the people coming out, he's are racist because he's done it. No, it's nothing to do with that. Again, it's got to do with respecting the author's work, the creator's work, which you have not. Right? Again, if you want to show that you support black actors, LGBTQ plus actors and all of that, then what you do then is you create shows for those people, right? You don't get already established franchises and decide that you're going to gender swap or race swap or whatever, right? It's laziness. It's laziness. You haven't even got the decency to create new content for the people that you claim you care about. This is why we see through this shit and we call this out, because it's blatant and it's disgusting. You won't even come up with original content. And then you wonder why then audiences and fans in whatever franchise it is have a problem with it. Because they could see through the bullshit. They could see what you are doing. And the reason why people are so angry, it's not just because you are ruining all of these franchises. It's not just that as well, right? It's got to do with the fact that the people that you're claiming to represent you don't respect. And we don't like that. We don't like that. That's disingenuous, right? It's disingenuous. I am sick and tired of the way Hollywood and all of these studios conduct their business. Yous are disrespectful to those groups that yous claim that yous want to represent and support. And hypocrites too, because Star Wars, Disney have proven to be the biggest hypocrites of all. We've seen them where there be black characters in the Star Wars franchise, and then for the Chinese poster, they reduce them or they remove them completely, right? Because they're hypocrites, right? Because they don't care. They never have and never will, right? And then they go and attack people that see through this, right? You all want to open up your eyes. If you want proper representation, then you demand that these creators, these people that are supposed to have these wild imaginations, start creating brand new content and leave the established stuff alone. And if you want to remake that established stuff, then you make it the way the author or the creator intended it to be made, not the way you think it should be made and how it should reflect today, right? It was written in a different time and all of that. Different time in society as well. You've got to reflect that. Now, if you want to reflect today's society, as I said, this is where you come and you create the new content to reflect today's society. I'm sick of people like Kurtzman saying that Star Trek should be used as a platform. No, it shouldn't. No, it should not be used as a platform. It's a sci-fi show. You can still have your messaging within that show, but the writing must always come first. The storytelling is the most important element to the whole lot. And if you ignore that, just to check boxes, as people say, well, then it's not going to be good. We've had great writers and great producers of this show from the past say that the storytelling must always come first when it comes to Doctor Who. And that's exactly the way it should be with everything else. But it's not. And they're shamelessly doing it, right, folks? And the problem is that a lot of these people that do support them are brainwashed. They either ignore the fact that they're being used because even if they get 6 episodes or 7 episodes or something, it's still representing them, or so they think. So they'll get behind it and they'll support it. But they should be demanding better from these people, from these creators, right? Because this all of this means something to them. But these creators have shown that they don't care. They'll just pander for the sake of pandering because they think, and I wouldn't even mind, the model is not even working because they're losing money. So I don't understand why these companies continue to do it when they're losing money. They get told time and time again by the audiences when they have flop after flop after flop. But yeah, they still continue to force this and ram this down our throats. But we can see through it. As I said, it's not done with respect. Right? They're not developing characters. They'll bring them on and say, like what Chris Chibnall did shamelessly for Doctor Who. In one of the Dalek specials, there's a security guard. He happens to be a gay man. And basically, on my boyfriend's at home, exterminate. He was on screen for a total of 20 seconds. That was your representation. Open your eyes. Right? That character should have been developed. Right? Then it would have had more of an impact than if he did die. Right? There's even a justice for whoever that character was. Right? Page going around online. Right? That's the wrong way to do it. That character should have been developed and should have been in the episode more so when he did die, it had more of an impact. But it was literally, oh, who are you? Blah, whatever the line was. Oh, my boyfriend's at home, exterminate. Done. And this is why we give out. It's nothing got to do with homophobia, all the other phobes that you want to talk about. It's about respecting the people that you say you actually are telling your audience that you respect. But then when we see what you put on screen, you're not respecting that section of the audience. You're being disrespectful to them. Yeah, Shameless was a great show. Great show. It got a bit shit near the end, but Shameless was a great show. Those early seasons are brilliant. But you're right. I'm surprised they haven't even tried to cancel that one, Rob. To be honest with you. Exactly, Mika. Exactly, but they don't get that. They don't actually get that though. That's the thing. That's a shame. So what have we got? The idea of entertainment has to be done to support some group is already identitarian. The focus should be on telling an engaging story. A Japanese samurai movie isn't done to support Japanese. Valid point there. Valid point. The focus is on telling a story on samurai, which is the follow up. Uh, and that's exactly it. That's exactly it. People need to open their eyes to this and say enough is enough and demand to be respected by the people that say they respect you. Um, it's just, it's mad. It's mad. It's completely mad. I don't even know what to say anymore. I mean, like the way they do things is just not. It's not right. It's not right. And we're the ones that get called out because we call them out. It's actually gas. It is. We're actually trying to protect people and to show that these people that are the creators don't actually give a crap about you. And I think Chib showed a lot of fans. Maybe they've wised up to it, but Chib showed us, hinted at Tazzy, and then it never happened because he chickened out because that's what he is. Same with the Timeless Children, he chickened out on that as well. I mean, he didn't finish what he started because he's a big chicken and a bottler, because he didn't really care in the first place, because he deliberately pandered, thinking that he'd get you behind the show and support the show. And you know what? It's shameless, to be quite honest with you. But that's what he did. That's what we tried to tell you. The last 5 years, you wouldn't listen. And it's all come to fruition, what was said. Now, let's hope RTD doesn't repeat the same mistakes, but I'm pretty sure he won't. I've been watching the Christmas film channel because there's nothing on much to watch. Yeah, I've seen it's up there as well. Yeah, I just don't like those kind of Hallmark type of, Christmas movie. They do me head in, them ones. But Cheryl likes all of them. She's a fan of all of those little shitty Christmas movies. Um, but look, keeps you going and entertained and all of that. So I won't knock it. I watch Santa Claus the movie. That's my one. Not the Santa Claus, but Santa Claus the movie, the one with Dudley Moore. So yeah, that's what I watch. I love me Christmas movies. I like the big Hollywood Christmas movies. I have to say, some of them are very good. Anyways, I will be back later because obviously we will be around uh, for this announcement. So I don't know whether to go live at 7 at the same time as it, because we don't know when this announcement is going to be actually made. But I will be back. I will be back because we'll get a live reaction of the announcement. We'll do a live reaction and then we'll see. Might bring one or two people on, but I will be leaving early because I have promised Cheryl that we'd do something. So yeah, starts at 7. So I hope they do it before 8 o'clock. Actually, I'm pretty sure they will because they'll know that there'll be. Well, it's the weekend now, isn't it? I was going to say kids are in school, but is it the weekend? It's not the weekend yet, is it? Oh, it is. It's Friday. Geez, I've lost all track of time. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I'll be back. as Arnie's Terminator. I'll be back. Yeah. So I'll see you later on anyway. It'll be interesting to see who gets announced tonight. But I'm excited. I would hold these activists hostage and force to watch In Betweeners, Faulty Towers, Little Britain, Father Ted, Blazing Saddles, Shameless, Adam West, Batman TV series, etc. um, all those shows that you mentioned are too intelligent. Even Father Ted, they wouldn't get the jokes. They definitely wouldn't get the jokes on Blazing Saddles. They'd cancel Shameless. Adam West Batman, they'd probably think that's the most ridiculous thing ever. In Betweeners, they'd probably try cancel most of the cast of that as well. Little Britain, well, they've already tried to cancel Little Britain. I mean, David Williams and Matt Lucas have both apologised for that, so they already got to that. As for Faulty Towers, well, they've been trying to cancel that for years, unsuccessfully, because that one is such iconic. You're never going to get rid of that. Don't care whether you like it or not. You thought it was this, that, and the other. At the end of the day, as I said, these shows were made at the time that they were made in, and that has to be taken into account. You can't judge everything by today's modern standards, which are shit, by the way, because they're divisive and they divide us. I mean, hello, hello. You wouldn't get away with doing hello, hello today. I mean, that's how ridiculous it is. That's how ridiculous it is. Anyway, we will leave it there because, as I said, we will be back, and it's 3:00 now. So I'm going to go off now and do some food. I'm pretty sure Cheryl is hungry, so I'm going to cook some food. There is a poll, by the way. Remember, it stays up until Wednesday. So there's a poll in the community tab on YouTube, which I'm going to go into real quickly now because I want to put the poll in. I want to put the poll in the chat. So we go into the community tab, which we've got, and we'll just... Right, there's a poll in the community tab. People have been voting. And we're exploring the idea of doing a bit of cooking on the channel. Maybe, I don't know if I'll do it on the Tarda Zone. Maybe might do it on the other channel instead, because I have seen that there is some people saying no, and they probably don't like the idea of having cooking on this channel. So I may do it on the other channel instead. But the poll is still there. Vote anyway. And let me know. Wednesday, I'll let you know what the result is. We're leaving it up until Wednesday. So you have it till Wednesday, the vote in the poll. And right now, as it stands, we have 66% with 35 votes in so far. We've got 66% saying yes, but we've got 34% that have actually said no. So there's still people opposed to this. Maybe they don't like the idea of it being on this channel, but if I put it on the other channel and you have voted no, I don't know if you can change your vote. If that makes a difference, then vote yes. If not, then obviously leave the vote the way you want it. But yeah, the vote is there. So if you haven't voted, go and check it out there. Let's see if we got any votes while I've been talking. As I said, no, it's still on 35 votes. So if you want to get in there, if you haven't voted, please do. And I see me Twitter handle is actually up on me page now. Deadly. Yoo-hoo. Nice one. No, it won't be anything from the Doctor Who cookbook. It's stuff I've been doing burgers and stuff like that, and people have been leaving comments about how nice they are and all this. And I know that we have a few people in the chat that they're on a tight budget and stuff like that. And the idea was kind of do budget meals, and stuff like that, and cook your own homemade. Better off making your own burgers than it is buying burgers. It's always cheaper to buy the mince yourself and stuff like that. So that's what we'll be doing. And then I'll be showing, and one day I'll be showing the burgers, and then I'll show what I'll do with the rest of the mince and stuff like that. So you get a couple of meals out of it and all of that sort of stuff. But as I said, I don't think people want it on this channel. So if I put it on the other channel, you voted no because that's the reason you didn't want cooking on this channel. If you're okay with me doing it on the other channel, then vote yes. That's what I'm trying to say to people. Anyway, we'll leave it there. We will be back, as I said, at 7. I'll put the stream up now in a few minutes. And hopefully we get the announcement before 8 o'clock, because that'll be great. What a way to kick off the show if they did that first. And then we could talk about it then, and then I can leave it there then. Yeah, that's what I mean. I had changed it, but I hadn't seen it up on. I was saying, Jesus, have they not changed that yet? But they've put it up now, so it's there. My handle is there, because Lee sent me a message. Oh, you better get your handle done before someone else takes it on you. And I was like, well, they won't, because I've already done it. So there you go. I was already one step ahead because I got the notification off YouTube to do it. So I did it straight away, which was great. I'm noticing that lately. A lot of private jets seem to be flying over my bleeding apartment block. That's the 3rd private jet this week. It must be the same fucking private jet. Someone rich, I don't know. There's a couple of celebrities stay here. Maybe they're flying back. I don't know, but a bit weird. I see planes all the time, like big planes, but we never see private jets. We never have private jets directly go over our apartment because they have a certain flight path, so they never come over. But the private jets do, because obviously they're lower. But that's weird. Anyway, we better go because we'll be back soon. So have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And as I said, join us for our live reaction at 7 p.m. tonight. I will put that stream up, and hopefully we will get the announcement as ASAP. I haven't watched Children in Need in years, so I'm actually gonna sit down and watch this just for the Doctor Who announcement. So, maybe it's a ploy by the BBC because they know loads of people want to tune in for the announcement. Might boost the ratings for Children in Need this year. But in fairness, I will say Children in Need, because it is for a good cause anyway, they do raise a lot of money, and they have been raising lots of money, and record-breaking money as well. And even in times like this, where in the UK, especially right now, people are struggling, the British people are like the Irish people, they will always give a few quid to a good cause. And I'm pretty sure they'll make a lot of money. There'll be a lot of events and all organised by people around the UK and stuff like that. So, fair play to them all. So we'll be there. We'll be there live 7 o'clock to see who this companion is. And then we can get reaction off everybody in the chat. And then you will have my reaction as well. So, yeah, we will talk to you later on. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and all of that. And we will talk to you soon. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Enjoy the rest of your day.